Howdy mates, this is my 5th video for today. So I figured since I was near the area, I wanted to visit the Serpent Mound, found near Peebles, Ohio. A very popular site, not only in Ohio, but throughout the United States. Do you know why? Well, the Serpent Mound is the largest effigy mound in the country. An effigy mound refers to a mound that is like a geoglyph. It is a symbol completely built out of the earth. And most effigies are in the form of animals. And it's believed that the snake represented part of the underworld. However, there is a lot of controversy in terms of who really built this mound. You know, it could have been the Fort Ancient culture, roughly it could have been the Fort Ancient tribe, which would have been roughly 900 years ago, or it could have even been the Hopewell, which could have been maybe even around 2,000 years ago. It's not fully certain. But this place has a very historical significance because back in 1880, a man by the name of Henry Ward Putnam, who was the first director of the Peabody Museum at Harvard University, he was the director to uncover this geoglyph, as it were. And so with his work and with the significance of this place, it actually became the first protected archaeological site in the United States. But yeah, there is also belief that some of these curves could represent times of when the sun or the moon sets during the summer solstice, the winter solstice, and the spring and fall equinox. So this is awesome. Just being able to actually see it for the first time. I mean, so many studies have been done on this Serpent Mound, but yet, in terms of when exactly it was created, we still don't really know. And what's fascinating is this wasn't necessarily used as a burial ground. This may have been used as a means of ceremony for the tribes. But who knows? Maybe there could be burial underneath the mound. It's difficult to say. But what's amazing about the mounds is whoever built it, they knew that they could use clay as the building material. And with that being said, you know, if there's any rain that happens, the likelihood of this eroding away, it's not very likely to happen. But yeah, it's just awesome to be able to see it for the first time. All right, mates. So I'm going to go down off this tower and maybe show a bit of the ground view. So give me just a second. All right, mates. So here it kind of tells you more about what exactly is an effigy mound. And actually the Serpent Mound is not the only one in the state of Ohio. In fact, there is one that is called the Alligator Mound in Licking County. Even though some people believe it doesn't exactly look like an alligator. Rather, it could be a squirrel or an opossum. But with that being said, you know, the big rule of thumb is when you visit a place like Serpent Mound, you do not want to walk on it. Just because the more it's being walked on and whatnot, the more it loses its shape and value. And sites like this, according to either the Fort Ancient, and actually, when I said Hopewell earlier, I actually meant to say Adena. So, that was my bad. Yeah, it was believed that either the Adena or the Fort Ancient tribe built it. But with that being said, the site was believed to be very sacred, so it could not be tampered with whatsoever. But just look at that. Just the perfect curvilinear shape, you know? I mean, this is a national site. I mean, there's people from all over the country who go to visit a place like this. And there's actually a museum that you can go to as well, if any of you want to read up a bit more on the history. However, though, I was kind of a little rushed because I didn't get here until 4, and literally the grounds close at 5. So I kind of have to get a move on. So I'm going to show you guys one more sign, and that should about wrap up the video. Okay, this is saying that there's possibly a missing coil, perhaps. Maybe something due to the magnetic properties of the soil. Fascinating. Yeah, so they're saying like possibly the design may have been altered. And that's something they use. They use a magnetometer. That's how they can tell like the shape of something or examine. It's quite neat, actually. I have seen part of it being done before, and it's a unique process, that's for sure. So all right, mates, highly recommended spot. I mean, this is something that's always been in the back of my head, but then I was like, oh, I'm in the area, so I might as well, right? So it's a recommended visit, and it's just a little path that goes around the mound itself, so it's quite easy to access. So all right, thought I would share that with you guys. Hope you learned something. Just a little spiel of the Serpent Mound. I will definitely share some articles and some interpretation signs so you guys can read up a bit further on it, because practically it's impossible for me to cover it in one video. So alrighty, take care you guys, and Journey on a Journey is outwards. Take care, folks.